Hello everyone, so it's Monday's Who Would Win, and today we're going by a suggestion from Cornell Murray, who, I did get that name right, hold on one second. Oh, yes, Cornell Murray. I make sure to actually write, I always make sure to write down the names of the people who give me suggestions so I can get a proper shout out. So Cornell has given me a couple in the past, and I chose one because it was a pretty easy one to do. Mondays are always going to be the easier ones for me to do. I'm not really going to write anything down because I normally know enough about the combatants to do it straight from the top of my head. And today we got Wolverine versus Batman. Pretty simple fight, really. It's Wolverine fighting Batman. And these characters have they actually met? I know they were combined into one character when they were doing the amalgamation comics of DC and Marvel. And I know Marvel characters and DC characters have had crossover comics before. I know Batman and Gambit stole Wolverine and Gambit stole the Batmobile one time. But I don't know if Batman and Wolverine have legitimately met in a fight. Regardless. Now, there's two ways to go about this, but we're going with the neutral ground, never met each other scenario. Because if Batman knows about Wolverine and he knows he's got to go fight Wolverine, Batman's going to win. Because Wolverine's not one of those characters that Batman really needs to try very hard to beat if he's prepared for him. You want a perfect example of how Batman could beat Wolverine if he's prepared for him? Go watch Bat in the Sun's Batman versus Wolverine alternate fight. Yeah, I won't spoil it, but Batman pretty much uses a gadget and explains what the gadget did, and it pretty much, beats Wolverine. So, and they have another one where Batman and Wolverine actually fought. But, I mean, I love those videos, Bat and Sun videos, but it's done by fan vote. It's not actually done by, research or anything. That's why I like Screw Attack a lot more. And the people have problems with Screw Attack. That's fine. No one's going to have perfect research. And even I'll admit, sometimes I don't think their research is amazing either. Sometimes I think they, may have fudged some things or maybe didn't get some things right. But, whatever. But anyway, so on neutral ground, what do Batman and Wolverine bring to the table? Well, Batman is Batman, but let's go over him real quick. He's peak human condition. He's a master of all martial arts in the world, basically. Minus, Marvel martial arts that are exclusive to, like, say, Wakanda or Iron Fist, something like that. Master martial arts, brilliant detective, brilliant strategist, uses fear, intimidation. His suit is highly durable, bulletproof for small arms fire. He carries a wide range of gadgets, including many batarangs. For this fight, we'll probably include things like the explosive batarang grenades, just razor batarangs, bat grappling hook batarangs with a rope on there, sonic batarangs, so smoke bombs. He's got his shock gauntlets. He's got his explosive gel. So Batman has a wide, and there's plenty of things I probably didn't mention, but this is on his basic arsenal. And he carries a kryptonite ring on him. Not that that would do anything in this scenario. Wolverine is a lot shorter, but also he's also more or less. Sorry, I want to make sure I was holding up so that I don't have to restart the video. It's also more or less peak. In fact, he's a little beyond peak human condition or peak levels of physique because of his mutant ability. His healing factor keeps him in physical prime for God knows how long. I think we've seen him break metal chains before, lift several men over his head, which is something Batman can't even do. So he's like the low end. Like, I think he's physically a little stronger than Captain America, but that's not by much. Now, that being said, his primary he's also skilled in many forms of hand-to-hand combat, but he's masters of several forms of hand-to-hand combat, but he's not a master of every form of hand-to-hand combat. But obviously, he's a mutant. His main mutation is a healing factor. And he's also got feral senses, heightened senses, smell. He can track someone by scent, sight, see in the dark, hearing, so forth and so on. His healing factor has been depicted in many ways before. At its lowest, it took him like a while to recover from just some minor gunshots, or cuts and things along those lines. But at its best, he was able to pretty much survive being disintegrated by nitro, disintegrate his entire flesh, eyeballs, and everything. But the adamantium protected his brain, and therefore he was able to regrow his entire flesh, basically his entire body. So we're looking at, if you want to take these characters at their best, we got to use that version of Wolverine. And of course, speaking of the adamantium, his body is encased with adamantium. Now, His body is encased with not proto-adamantium. It's not true adamantium either. It's beta adamantium. It's not secondary adamantium. It's beta adamantium, which functions more or less the same as true adamantium. True adamantium is actually the strongest version of adamantium. There's many different varieties of it, but the version that Wolverine has is more or less for a weird way of saying it, an organic version of true adamantium, the hardest version. And why it's different but the same is because it's the strongest true adamantium, but it doesn't impede, because of his mutation and it acclimated itself to his bones, all that, it doesn't impede like bone marrow, bone growth, anything like that. It doesn't impede his biological functions. That's why it's like a different version, but at the same time the same. So it's slightly different, but the same. Adamantium is more or less the strongest metal in the Marvel Universe. Vibranium is technically stronger, but in different ways. Vibranium is... Cap's shield is a fusion of vibranium and steel, which is the only thing harder than Wolverine's. It's one of the only things harder than Wolverine's adamantium. But things like vibranium, it absorbs like impact extremely well. Like it absorbs shock and power and all that. That's why vibranium is good for absorbing energy. Antarctic vibranium, or anti-metal, can actually break down any metal, including adamantium, on a molecular level. So there is that, but that doesn't count really for durability or anything like that. There's another thing called is it reverberanium or something like that? Basically, it's like a version of vibranium that instead of when absorbing vibrations, vibranium becomes more stable. I can't remember iridium, or I can't remember the actual name of this stuff, but it's not very common. I think it's like a subsidiary of vibranium. Instead, the more energy it goes, the more it vibrates, the more unstable it becomes. Point being, though, nigh indestructible. Sorry. I'm hearing cars, so I just want to make sure I'm not going to be interrupted in this video. So, and of course, Wolverine has his feral rage, takes enough damage, he'll go berserker and all that. So, how does this fight break down? Well, let's say this fight breaks down. Wolverine is just going through. You know what? Let's just say, and because this has to be a scenario where they both exist in the same world, Wolverine's in Gotham and Batman's on patrol. Logan actually sees the two guys harassing like some person, a woman or whatever. Goes in, basically threatens them, kicks their ass, maybe even gives them didn't kill them, but gives them a flesh wound just to put her. Wolverine sees this, kicks him in the face. It's like, hey, bub, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm just doing my job. You stab these guys. It could be bleeding and say, it was a flesh wound, bub. Get over it. And then a little more smack talk, and then Wolverine's going to charge him, because that's Wolverine. Wolverine's going to charge in first, no doubt. Well, Batman's going to do, just get out of the way, avoid him, and then try to smack him with pressure points or whatever, which will work on Wolverine, but, well, maybe not smack him with pressure points, because he's not aware of he's going to try to maybe just kick his ass first, but immediately he realizes, and gauntlets are tough, but immediately when he punches Wolverine straight in the face, he realizes, what did I just hit? It feels like I hit metal. And then all of a sudden Wolverine's claw comes in. He avoids it again. Wolverine's now, putting some tactic a little bit into his claws. And he maybe grazes Batman's cape a few times, maybe grazes the armor. And because it's adamantium, it does not, it's grazing, and by the point, it's grazing in the sense that it's cutting it. It's cutting Batman's arm. Batman's surprised, like, what the hell? What's this guy made of? And then he gets a bit more tactical, tries to go for the pressure points. But Wolverine's also trained in pressure points. So, or at least trained enough to try to avoid it if he's not, berserking out. So now he's, him and Batman are going hand to hand while Wolverine has his claws. Batman then realizing that they're not necessarily an even match, but Wolverine is clearly more durable than Batman at this point. So Batman backs up, smoke bombs, hides in the shadows. And now, batarangs are flying. Batman, Wolverine, blocking the claws, trying to smell Batman out, but the smoke's clogging his nose. However, he can hear Batman. He's got good enough hearing to hear him. So when Batman shows... That being said, that's not going to be enough, because Batman can Batman Superman. When you can Batman Superman, it doesn't matter how good your hearing actually is. So I take that back. So, again, Wolverine's going to get a smack to the back of the head. All of a sudden, he's going to get shot gauntlets there. Just, And so now Wolverine's getting pissed. And then just comes in, Batman's now using that to his advantage. So now he just places throws some batarangs. They cut Wolverine, but he immediately sees Wolverine's cuts are healing up. It's like, what? It's like he's a metahuman. No, and of course Batman probably would have realized that with the claws jetting from his hands. So that's gonna Wolverine just gonna keep charging in, just wild slashing. Batman just if he's a metahuman, he can heal. Then let's see him heal from this. Let's try to knock him out. Just throws out explosive batarang. That hurts Wolverine, but it's not gonna do much. Maybe he's burned up, but it's quickly healing. He's charging again. But however, he suddenly hears the beeping, or doesn't see or I shouldn't say beeping. He doesn't see the plastic explosive gel that got put on the ground. It's basically that scene in if you ever played Arkham Asylum where Killer Croc is charging at Batman, and Batman just had you put the explosive gel on the ground. So yeah, so he basically just blows Wolverine, and Batman's just like, all right, let's see, and then just and then you just see Wolverine. He starts flesh hanging from his face, and it's quickly healing up. Batman can see the outline of metal bones. Batman's like, oh, crap. Well, I just throwing some batarangs out, but Wolverine's now just maybe just. I keep saying that. I don't mean to say that. It sounds like I'm just sounding inarticulate, which I kind of am, because I like to I have fun. I get a little ahead of myself at points. So Wolverine, as Batman's trying to maybe throw some like a batarang cord around him, tackles Batman. Probably gets gets a fist into his side. Or Batman has at least one other tactic on his feet, and that's as he just gets Wolverine off his feet again. And Batman's now backpedaling and just does another smoke bomb, and Wolverine just and then as he sees Batman, he's slowing down, and just all of a sudden you see Batman just it's like, it's not smoke, it's anesthetic gas, and you see Wolverine just and then Wolverine goes down, because Wolverine is pretty susceptible to being drugged half the time, but it takes a lot, but some knockout gas can do it, especially when Wolverine's not trying to resist it. So I do believe Batman wins this the majority of the time. What's that majority, though? Provided that this is like an even playing field, like this is the first time they've met each other, and Batman's not prepared for Wolverine, and Wolverine could get the upper hand on Batman at any point. I'll give it a 75 to Batman. I think there's a 25 likelihood that Wolverine could easily get Batman a couple serious hits that slow Batman down well enough that Wolverine could just take him out. But no, I think Batman definitely still wins about 75% of the time. But let me know what you think. If you think different, that's cool. Absolutely your opinion. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put it in the comments below. We'll do a review of it at some point. Ideas for who would win, Star Wars, superhero, magic, what ifs, anything I do in the channel, put that in the comments below too. I'll get to it at some point. Won't be back until Wednesday with a video, because I have I'm not going to talk about the Infinity War trailer that dropped at Comic-Con, that dropped at D23 because it's not online. I could talk about the description, but it wouldn't matter. I've also just forgotten doing trailer reviews because they just don't have the same impact, because I can't put the damn thing on the screen. But regardless, and then anything else? I honestly don't know what movie, because I don't get out of work till 6, maybe 5 at the earliest. But I don't know if there's any showings for Valerian or Dunkirk that aren't like XD showings. And I don't really have an issue with seeing like XD showings, which are, if you don't know what XD showing is, it's kind of like a lesser version of IMAX. The seats are great. The surround sound's great. The screen's great. It's not quite IMAX, but it's better than a normal screening, but it's less as impactful as an IMAX, from what I'm told. I've never actually been in an IMAX screening before. So yeah, that being said, it'll be whatever one I can essentially get a screening for. That's going to be what it is. Whichever one I can get a screening for first. I do intend to eventually see both this week, Dunkirk and Valerian. Dunkirk, because that looks very good, and I want to see that. And Valerian, because I actually hear not bad things about it. Visually looks good, but also, it looks like it could be a Jupiter ascending kind of scenario, and that would make for fun reviews. So we'll see. And then, of course, I'll have a what if and a magic video up this week. But until then, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put it in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Anyway, I repeated that twice. But regardless, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Later.